Sometimes a movie can take you to far ends of the emotional spectrum. One moment you'll be laughing at some well-placed dark humor. The next you'll be sitting there feeling remorseful for thinking a character was an asshole when he was the complete opposite. You feel bad for the characters, you change allegiance through the movie, until you realize at the end, not much changes. I'm HelloGreedo, this is Movie Monday, and today I'll be talking about 3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. It's pronounced Missouri. Oh, shut your Written and directed by Martin McDonough, starring Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson, and Sam Rockwell, 3 Billboards is about a mother who thinks the local police department is pussyfooting around when it comes to solving her daughter's murder case. So she rents ad space on 3 billboards, calling out the chief of police, Sheriff Willoughby, played by Woody Harrelson, basically saying, "What the hell are you guys doing? This case is still unsolved," and she displays it really big on an off-road outside of the city. 3 Billboards is all about the performances. Frances McDormand as Mildred Hayes, a mother wanting to baptize the world in fire, forever on a quest to find her daughter's killer. She wants answers, someone with extreme guilt as well. With little words and all action, Frances McDormand is able to tell us everything we need to know about Mildred Hayes. I didn't find there to be much of an arc with Mildred Hayes' character, and in the scheme of things, that seems fairly intentional. Look, I'm going to talk about spoilers here, okay? So if you haven't watched the movie yet, come back after you've seen it, okay? Okay, good. So, yeah, Mildred Hayes has as much of an arc as her daughter's case does. It's unsolved, there's brief glimmers of hope, overall it's stagnant. Her arc is linked to the murder case, the case does not get solved, it does not change, and therefore she doesn't change that much. Sam Rockwell once again knocks it out of the park by playing Officer Jason Dixon. Dixon starts off as being a complete man-baby. He's a racist, he's an asshole, he's one of those kind of cops that shouldn't be a cop, you know? One of those guys that's in it for self-power. We see him living with his mom. It's like he has no thoughts of his own. He's like a parrot repeating whatever is told to him, or a dog that needs training, positive reinforcement. By the end of the film, he's actually a tragic figure that you can at least sympathize with, if not kinda like. Woody Harrelson's character, Sheriff Willoughby, often defended Officer Dixon, telling people he has a good heart, you gotta trust me. Even telling Dixon in his suicide note that he should try to love people. Basically, he's too mad and angry all the time, and he needs to make a change. Sheriff Willoughby had 2 daughters, and Dixon kind of filled that role of a son. Always hopeful that he'd make a change. Seeing the good in him. But yeah, Sam Rockwell, once again, did an amazing job. He's one of my favorite actors of all time. It's why whenever anyone asks who I'd love to see in a Star Wars movie, I always reply with Sam Rockwell. Woody Harrelson is good in whatever he does, but I've always said that Woody Harrelson pretty much plays Woody Harrelson. But the character of Sheriff Willoughby was one that completely took me off guard in a good way, not in terms of Woody Harrelson's acting, he was still playing Woody Harrelson for the most part, but every time I thought I had Willoughby nailed down, the script surprised me. At the beginning I thought he was going to be a vengeful prick, and then no, he's a super nice guy. Willoughby served as the light at the end of the tunnel for all the characters who needed guidance. He was the omnipresent force in the town. And when he took his own life, the characters we were following in the story seemed to want to carry out his legacy. The most shocking moment in the film for me was when he took his own life. We were following him and his family on a nice picnic, everything was dandy, everyone was looking happy, but Willoughby was dying of cancer, and instead of fading away, he chose to put a cap on this experience. The letters that he gave to all the characters, and that were narrated by Woody Harrelson, were extremely touching. He was speaking from the grave, and that entire sequence where he was able to give the final word to all these characters was really touching. The murder case actually wasn't that important. It was just the scaffolding for the story. Whether or not the case was solved, it really wasn't the story. The story was the characters, the coming together and finding common cause in the end. 3 Billboards is one of those movies where you expect a big payoff. They're gonna catch the guy, right? There's gonna be a big what's in the box moment, but no. We expect it, we think the guy in the bar shooting his mouth off is the guilty party, we think Officer Dixon is gonna wind up being the hero of the story and catching the bad guy, but no, that probably would have just been a little eye-rolly if that was the case, a little too convenient. And as much as Officer Dixon wanted to help, as determined as he was to fix the problem and bring some justice to the plate, it didn't work out that way. The build-up was there, Not only for us, but the characters in the story, and then the balloon was popped. It wasn't the guy. And now we're back to square one. Overall, I liked 3 Billboards. I liked the first half of the movie way more with Woody Harrelson present, but that's kind of the point. When he's gone, there's a void, and everyone else kind of needs to fill that void. They need to put the best parts of his character onto themselves. It was one of those types of movies that, for whatever reason, you feel a little gross afterwards. I don't know if it's because of people's living conditions in the film, or just the grim reality of the situation, or how everyone was just so shitty to one another. But you just feel gross, and you feel like you need a shower. Maybe that's just me. It's kind of like when my buddy and I watched Gummo for the first time years ago, more than a decade ago. It just made you want to clean your room and wash your hands. I would absolutely recommend 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Missouri. If I had to guess, most people will enjoy it. The only thing I can see disappointing people is the lack of payoff in the end. But not every bad guy gets punished. Not every problem gets solved. The world keeps spinning. You fight to live another day. HelloGreedo, out.